when I don't sleep, I complain to you constantly, get morose. Hate to say anything or do anything at all, but I'm really fine. Don't worry, please. I've been going out for walks, taking photos. Remember our little outings with Mr. Z? Oh, and my visit with the opera singer and her husband in the old district?
I cannot even understand your Mandarin. What gabba 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 are you speaking? Your insomnia has addled your brain.
Why so much ill temper, I eat?
You will soon die if you don't sleep. And besides, you are losing all your hair.
It's still there. Thank God. No one likes a bald tenor.
My mother and my father are so worried about you. Stay up all night talking about what to do.
Do you have medical insurance?
I doubt it, not in China anyway. Anyway, that's my business. Why do you ask?
微信.
Undersigned, Mr. Warren Watson, hereby is guilty of having severe insomnia.
Admits? Guilty? Of what? Since when is insomnia a crime in China? What's the maximum sentence? Do I need a lawyer? What's going on, Eddie? Is this how things were handled when you lived out in the countryside? One of those criticism education meetings they used to conduct during the Cultural Revolution? What's next? Me putting a dunce cap on my head, a placard around my neck, listing my crimes?
We cannot be responsible for your insomnia.
What? Should I write "Sleepless in Shanghai" next to my name? Oh, why the hell not? This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Guilty of insomnia. I can just see the notice in the paper.
Oh, it must be sealed. My wife, get the seal. Your father gave Mr. Rothman. It's in the desk.
So I take the seal and apply it to the document. Before the ink can even dry, Ayi grabs the paper out of my hand and motions abruptly to Wee-Wee.
Zola!
Frederick is not going to believe this. He's guilty of insomnia.
Black guy. Lights up. A few days later, Warren enters his apartment to find it in disarray.
I didn't even know what to think. My stuff is scattered all over the living room. CDs, papers, everything. I check out my bedroom. Nothing seems to have been touched. Then I go into the kitchen. As I'm standing there, I hear a key turning in the lock. Ayi enters and scans the apartment without a lick of surprise or concern. I sneak back into the living room and watch her as she walks into the foyer and bends over to examine my computer bag. When she turns back into the living room, I confront her, very calm. Ayi, who created this mess? What happened? She looks at me, her head tilted and her lips curled ever so slightly as if to smile. And then, without saying a word, she heads for the front door. It was you! She turns her head but doesn't say a word. She struggles for a moment to open the door, then breaks for the stairway. And I dash after her and catch her on the landing, grab her left arm, and tear the keys from her right hand. What demons are in your heart? Why would you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? Why? Now, this was totally crazy. She had this contemptuous smirk on her face, then she goes totally limp, and when I grab her, she yanks her head away and collapses like a rag doll. So, I loosen my grip, and she tears away, races down the stairs. John Kindia! John Kindia! John Kindia! I stagger back inside and slam the door. And then I notice a book sitting on my desk. The Tiananmen papers, of all books for me to leave out. I'm thinking, what if the police came in here? So I begin to rip pages out of the book and throw them off the terrace and onto the street below. I'm thinking, maybe they'll just sweep it all up with the rest of the muck down there. I'm getting pretty upset. So I go into the kitchen and turn on the heat under a pot of soup on the stove. And as I'm waiting for it to warm, I sit down at the kitchen table and write a note. Then I ladle out a bowl of soup. Now, I won't eat this crap poison. I go back into the living room and begin sorting through the items on the center of the carpet. I'm thinking, yeah, I can have them all shipped back to San Francisco. After an hour or so, I pick up my cell phone. Hello, U.S. Consulate. My name is Warren Rock. I'm an American lawyer here in Shanghai. Now, I'd like to report a break-in in my apartment. I think my IE may have been involved. No, I don't think I'm in any danger. No, I haven't called the police. Who would do that in China? Hold on a minute. Let me get a name. Okay, ready. Got it. And there's nothing you can do? I understand. Yes, I'll let you know if anything changes. Thanks. As soon as I hang up, I hear a knock on the door and open it to find Q carrying a bag. And he enters without speaking, walks into the kitchen. Without speaking, walks into the kitchen. He opens the bag and places a container of food on the table next to the bowl of a yeast soup.
You told me there was some problem.
She called you? I didn't realize you two were that close.
She knows we're colleagues. She seemed pretty upset.
Well, I don't know what's going on. The place was trashed while I was out, and IE must have done it. No one else had a key. No sign that someone broke in, and she dashed out of here like a thief and wouldn't speak to me. Not a single word. Well, I need to get some food in me. I won't eat her stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if she was on rat poison in it.
I can see that you don't like her food.
But this is crazy. Now, we haven't spoken in a month, and you show up bearing food. What's going on? Aren't you hungry?
I just had dinner. Can't imagine IE doing such a thing.
Tell me, exactly what did IE say to you? The first thing out of her mouth when she called you?
I don't remember.
Well, did she say why she called you? And how did she have your number? Have you spoken with her recently, before the call today? Well, what are you going to tell IE?
What do you want me to tell her? Should she come back here and clean the place up?
I don't know. I don't know what to think. Why did she do this? And if she didn't do it, why didn't she tell me? And why did she flee? Does she know who did it? Now ask her those things, then I can decide whether she comes back here. But thanks for the food!
Sure. Eat slowly. It's from my favorite restaurant. I can get you more later if you like it.
Blackout. Later that night, Warren is sitting in his living room when he hears a tremendous ruckus in the hall outside the apartment.
Just what I need, drunks. I hope they don't live here. So I get up and I walk to the front door and look through the peephole. And immediately I hear pounding on the door and feet stomping. I open the door and find three crudely dressed men wearing uniforms with insignias, smoking cigarettes, each wearing black caps. They greet me with angry expressions and gestures and shouts in Chinese. Without thinking, I go up to the leader of the pack. What's the meaning of this? What business do you have at my door? The gang leader says nothing. The others, however, make these strange, guttural, unintelligible sounds that gradually diminish to a murmur. I look over them again. Why are you here? Please, leave! Well, for a second, they seem bewitched, like they were in a trance. Then the leader shakes his fist at me, and the others follow suit. So I do my best Mussolini imitation and belly up to the leader. Gani! Gani! Badshabi! I won't translate that. Anyway, it works. The thugs stop in mid-motion, but they show no sign of leaving or lowering their fists. Then they stir and slowly move toward me in a single wave, so I jump back inside the apartment and slam the door in their faces. I watch through the peephole as they mill about, banging on my door, muttering and gesticulating to each other. Finally, they troop down the stairwell, wrapped in a dense cloud of cigarette smoke. I go back to my sofa. And as I'm sitting there, still shaking, I hear a door slam in the hallway. I race to the door, and through the peephole, I see the same three men spilling through the entrance into the elevator lobby, and then up the stairs and toward my apartment. And when they get up to my floor, I open the door ever so slowly. The gang leader steps back. I keep my distance. You will get it. What business do you have? Who sent you? So, why do you seek me out? You and I have never had any contact before. Is there some mistake? Have you found the wrong person? Mister, I have no dispute with anyone. Certainly there must be some mistake. Well, the other thugs join the leader, and they all start jabbering at each other, and I reach out and grab the cap off the leader, and jump back into my apartment and slam and bolt the door. Well, they keep on banging on the door and making curses until they finally give up and leave. A uniform. Must be a black gang. What the hell does the Shanghai Mafia want with me? I take the cap and stuff it into my carry-on bag. After a moment, I hear a tap on the door. Who is it? What do you want?
Mister, please give me back my cap. Please, mister, I need my cap.
The leader continues to plead for the cap, occasionally scratching at the door. Finally, he leaves. Warren retires back to the sofa. Blackout. Lights up. The next morning, Warren is listening to his stereo when the doorbell rings. He opens the door to find Q standing there.
Q? Well, I didn't expect to see you this time of morning. It's what, an hour trip from your place to mine?
I thought I'd see how you're doing. Not much progress in cleaning up the place.
Things must be slow at work, eh? Not much going on?
This financial meltdown has us all pretty squared. Lehman Brothers, Bear Stearns, stock market almost down 30%.
Anyone jumping out of windows?
Not yet. I've heard the government has banned it, issued a new ordinance.
Yeah, they're good at banning behavior that can't be prevented.
Ah, but they are creative. You have to give them credit. You know how they charge the family for the bullets they use to execute a family member? I can just see them making the families of people who jump out of the windows pay for the cleanup costs.
Warren puts on water for tea.
Haven't I made this before for you? It's Longjing. I got it in Hangzhou last year. Only a very small amount is produced each year in one small village. Less than a ton of this grade. Most of it shipped to Beijing. Here, smell the leaves.
Oh, marvelous. What a treat.
Warren pours the tea.
Any further contact with Ai? Did you ask her the questions I gave you?
Well, you said that you were very mean to her. You screamed at her.
Really? Did she explain away the mess here? Why she wouldn't speak to me when I asked her what happened? Why she ran away? Without a word.
She thinks you threw everything around here because you had a panic attack like last year. Maybe this time you lost a lot of money in the stock market.
Panic attack as an explanation for the mess here or for how I treated her?
Both.
I didn't trash this place. Why should I? The panic attack last year was the only one I've ever had, and I didn't trash my San Francisco plant then. A panic attack paralyzes you. You can't speak, and she knows that. And so do you. You must remember from the telephone calls to you when I had my attack last year. It's a red herring. I had no panic attack yesterday.
I guess you would know.
When you were here yesterday evening, did I look paralyzed to you?
Well, that was hours after you saw Eve, or rather kicked her out of here.
I told you what really happened. I didn't kick her out of here. She took off after I caught her prowling around. Now I asked her very calmly, how did this mess come about?
She said you threatened her and tore her shirt and were out of control.
I grabbed her arm at the stairway, but only to get back my keys before she got away. If her shirt got torn, that was her fault. I wasn't about to give her free access to the place so she could do more damage. Look, are you her lawyer? If she keeps on behaving like this, she's going to need one. Tell her that. And tell her that saying I made this mess because I had a panic attack only proves her guilt, and so does her behavior. Ha! Well, I'm drinking my tea, and suddenly, I feel really sick. So I get up and run to the bathroom and bend over the sink, but don't throw up. I run cold water on a towel and press it on my face, and then I gulp some water from the sink faucet, and after a moment I take several deep breaths, and then I go back into the kitchen where Ai's soup has been sitting. Disgusting. So I grab the bowl and flush it down the toilet. Then I walk back into the living room and collapse on my sofa.
Blackout. Lights up the following day. Warren is sitting in his apartment when the phone rings. His friend Lynn is on the line.
Warren, I got your message. Are you in Beijing?
Shanghai.
Ah, too bad. I would love to see you.
Soon, I promise. So how's your beautiful wife and baby emperor?
Just great, thanks. I imagine you called about the company. I'm still trying to find a way to get hold of the technology or at least recover damages. You put too much into building it to just let it go.
No problem. I figured it was a lost cause. Well, if we can get something back, great. If not, we had a good ride.
It's not over yet. Our lawyer tells me we still have a shot.
And you believe the lawyer?
All right. No offense intended.
Now take it. Listen, I need to talk with you about the voice message I left yesterday. I'm really worried.
Your IE, the thugs. Sounds messy.
Not the word I would use. I'd say bizarre. I'm beginning to feel like Kafka in the trial. Guilty without knowing of what.
Did you call the U.S. consulate?
Yesterday evening, a totally wasted effort. The guy who answered the phone asked if I had called the police. Now, why the hell would I call the police in Shanghai? It's like farting in the wind.
I agree. They might help you, but you never know. I'm thinking since you have no idea why your IE did this or why the thugs showed up, maybe you should just go back to the U.S. Your life may be in danger.
I checked on flights. United is full up today and tomorrow. And wouldn't it look like I was fleeing a crime? I've done nothing wrong. That's the crazy thing. I'd have to prove myself innocent while in San Francisco. How could I ever come back here otherwise?
True. But I think your first priority should be your physical safety. Do you want me to come to Shanghai? I might be able to get there tomorrow.
You are a true friend, Lynn. I feel better hearing your voice. But things everywhere seem to be going to hell. I can't let you drop what's on your desk and babysit me because of some IE's craziness. And whatever this is all about, maybe the thugs were the ending.
Whatever you say. Tell you what, I'll contact some friends in Shanghai. Maybe they can stay with you or go with you to the airport. Whatever, we can decide that tomorrow. If I can get out of here, I can bring them to your apartment.
You are just fantastic.
Call me if anything happens in the meantime.
Blackout. Lights up. Next morning, Warren's in his living room. He dials Lynn on his cell phone but gets no answer. As he's waiting for Lynn to return a call, he hears a knock on the door. He opens the door to find Q.
Don't you have a job? I mean, I don't want to be rude, but why are you here again?
Just checking on you. You must need more food.
He thrusts the bag into Warren's arm.
But I still have plenty from yesterday. At least let me pay you for it.
Warren's landline rings.
That person you spoke with at the consulate, you took the number down, right?
Right.
Go get it.
I put the phone down and go into the kitchen and look for the Post-it I left on the refrigerator. It's not there. I look all around the kitchen, but to no avail. As I return to the living room, I hear Q talking on my phone.
Don't worry, he's fine. Just a misunderstanding. I'm sure I can handle it. Here's Warren again.
You think I should trust him? He's behaving oddly these past few days, showing up unannounced with food, talking to IE behind my back. I worry that he may be more problem than solution.
He seems genuinely concerned about you. Give him the benefit of the doubt, Warren. I'm sure he can help you more than I can. Gotta go now. Keep me in the loop, okay?
Blackout. Lights up. Alex's office 2 weeks later. As Q enters, Alex looks up.
So, things are in order?
Think so? At least the part of it I can control.
Our doctor friend?
He'll do all he can to convince Warren to allow himself to be admitted to a mental hospital. I'm sure he'll resist, but Dr. O is a New Yorker himself. If anyone can get to Warren, he can.
And if he fails?
Then we'll need our friends to step in.
Officials?
Right? I'll need your help.
not easy. We'll need shills to play hotel managers, guards, consuls, doctors. And we'll need people in high places to coordinate everything. I'll do what I can, but you're going to have to make it happen. I can't believe he's still standing.
Tough bird, Warren. His IE has been feeding him a steady diet of ephedra. He's threatened him, trashed his apartment, fed his paranoia. He's still standing.
And he still trusts you.
I think so. His friend Lynn is on our side, and his partner Frederick in San Francisco.
Frederick is helping us?
You'd be surprised at what he's told me, Alex. Theirs is a complicated relationship.
Frederick. Interesting. Anyway, let's hope Dr. O does the trick. I'd rather not involve our friends at City Hall.
Me too. I should ask, why don't we just poison him? There's plenty of potions that could do the trick without waiting for the ephedra to kick in, quick and painless.
And put us in a spot where we'd be the prime suspects. Oh, such idiots. Think about it. There would be investigations, both by the Chinese and the Americans. Who knows what might come of them? Not an option. No poison.
I hear you. What about our client? The American company. We have a lot to lose if this gets
Not
out.
a word to them. They can't know that we bungled this bribe.
Shit. What a mess.
Blackout. Lights up the next morning. Q enters Warren's apartment.
We have an appointment.
We?
We must leave now for not to be late.
For what?
A friend of mine recommended a doctor for your insomnia.
What do you know about my insomnia?
You told me. I think that's your problem.
Yeah, now it's my insomnia. I thought you said it was a panic attack.
No, we think it's your insomnia.
Q, seriously, it's not either. I didn't trash this place, and I didn't send those thugs over here. I already have 2 doctors for insomnia, one here and one in the US. I don't need a third.
But my friend told me that this doctor is the best. He really helped him.
Western or Eastern medicine?
Western.
And you trust him?
I trust my friend's opinion.
Well, I do need to get out. Doesn't ain't hard.
Good. Let's go.
Blackout. Lights up. Warren and Q arrive at a medical clinic near Warren's apartment. As Warren and Q enter the office, they're met by Dr. O, a Western doctor in a white lab coat.
Mr. Rothman. I'm Dr. O. Please come in and sit down. Have a seat. So, Mr. Rothman, let me know a little bit about you. Where did you come from?
Manhattan. Until I was 13.
Well, I lived in Washington Heights, near the George Washington Bridge.
Wow. I grew up just north of West 190th.
What?
Every single window in our apartment looked out at the bridge.
Jewish neighborhood.
Right.
Ah! What synagogue?
Beth Hamidrash.
Oh, we probably saw each other on Col Nigre.
Amazing.
Oh, do you remember what it was like, Washington Heights and the Hudson River?
Now, I always imagined the Rhine River whenever I looked out. There was almost nothing visible over on the New Jersey side, only a convent and lots of trees. It was a little like Pudong from the old Shanghai in 1980, when there were only fields and some farm buildings over there. But much more beautiful since Pudong was at sea level.
I can imagine. I only got here a few years ago, so Pudong means all high rises to me. Yeah. So what brought you to Shanghai?
Work. I'm a lawyer. Technology partnerships, joint ventures. For the last few years, I've been serving as an arbitrator in disputes between the U.S. and Chinese companies. How about you?
That's a long story. Listen, Mr. O says you've been having some trouble sleeping, so leave that at
Yeah, I've always had trouble sleeping.
that. Always? Always? You remember when it started?
Yeah, the first time, I think, was my first night at college. I didn't know a soul. I remember feeling incredibly insecure. For the first 2 weeks, I had alternating nights of insomnia and sleep, but after that, I didn't worry too much about it. When I did have trouble sleeping, it was mostly the result of concert schedules. I sang in school, plus a heavy course load, and my share of boozing and dating and road trips. I also had a few health problems, but the main problem was the insomnia.
What about after college?
working on Wall Street, and then a lot of time working and traveling around, my insomnia became more serious. It could be anything from fragmented sleep to sleeping for a few hours to not sleeping at all. I tried breathing exercises, listening to music, herb teas, none of it worked. Eventually, I tried prescription drugs, temazepam.
What about now? How are you feeling now?
Odd, but not once before this trip to Shanghai did I ever spend more than a single night awake and unable to sleep. And since I arrived here, I simply haven't been able to sleep, period, even with sleeping pills.
You know what kind of reason?
None that I can think of, until the last few days. The break-in, the thugs at my door.
Yeah. You told me about those incidents.
You know, strange.
Well, how do you feel now?
Strange. In college, whenever I had insomnia, my reflexes were slow. I felt lethargic, morose, even debilitated. Now, I feel energized. When the thugs arrived last night, I was downright aggressive with them. They could have beaten me to a pulp. What I did was pretty crazy.
Well, how are you spending your time?
Well, I'm taking long walks every day and visiting neighbors, and I've had some lovely outings.
How does that make you feel?
Exhausted by the time I get back to my apartment. But it doesn't take long for me to recover. I have a snack of something my IE has prepared, and I'm up and running again. At times I feel almost wired. What's the word? Juiced.
Is that how you feel now?
Not since the break-in. Frankly, I'm worried about setting foot outside my apartment. I have this pervasive dread, like something horrible will happen. I'm also afraid of what my IE might do next.
Do you have any reason to doubt her?
She's always been kind and diligent, but her behavior lately, I don't know what to think.
So you blame her for the apartment?
Well, she pretty much admitted it, fleeing the apartment. And she and her son making me sign a document saying that I suffered from insomnia. It all makes no sense.
Well, could it be that the lack of sleep is clouding your memory or making you misinterpret what your IE is doing? How would you like to go to a nice, clean place and have a good rest?
What kind of place?
Oh, a very pleasant, professional hospital where they know exactly what to do and treat people with your body.
Such problems?
Yeah, your insomnia, your emotional upset, what you're feeling, right?
Let's get this straight, doctor. My insomnia has been an issue, yes, but the emotional upset is because my apartment was trashed because gangs of thugs harassed me at my front door at midnight. Wouldn't you be upset?
Well, either way, insomnia also produces its own effects in the mind and in the emotions. You need to get some rest.
Is this the kind of place where I can come and go at will?
Well, not exactly. Just give me one moment.
You make this place sound like a psych ward.
No. It is a very nice, very clean, bright place.
I appreciate your offer, doctor, but what I really need is some time alone to rest. Being in a psych ward won't help me deal with my problem. I'm thinking of going back to the U.S.
Okay, but you need some clarity before you decide to do any of these things. And you need some professional help.
Not in a psych ward, I don't.
Well-
And definitely not one in China.
Well,
Not with the stories I've heard about people bribing mental hospitals to commit relatives so they can take their property.
But we should at least discuss
Yeah,
this.
thanks for the time.
What did the doctor suggest?
A psych hospital, if you can believe it. An asylum for the insane. You said this was a sleep clinic.
Well, he is a doctor. Don't you think you should at least consider his advice?
Advice? He didn't say a word about treating my insomnia. I had the feeling that he thought I made up the stories about IE and the thugs.
Still, quiet hospital might do you some good.
I have no interest in going to a mental hospital, least of all in China. Did you know this guy was a psychologist? What did you tell him about me?
I just told him about the insomnia, but you know insomnia can be a psychological issue.
Yeah, maybe so, but I don't plan to find out in China.
I promised your friend Lin that I would look after you until he can get here.
Oh, he's coming?
Well, didn't we say you would call and see if you wanted him, right?
Look, Q, this is all very nice of you, but it's Thursday afternoon. Don't you have to get back to work?
Yeah.
I've got to get out of Shanghai.
Blackout.
Now, the following day, I'm in my apartment collecting personal items for my return to the States when I hear a crashing sound from the front door. I open the door to find Q, along with 3 thugs. They immediately barge into the apartment.
We have no time. You have 5 minutes to get dressed and packed up, then we're off. It's too dangerous for you
What do
here.
you think you're doing? Who gave you the right to order me around?
No time to discuss, Warren. It's for your safety. Trust me, you have to leave immediately.
Q nods at the 2 thugs who grab Warren and begin yanking him to the door.
Let go of me! Now, I break free, dash into the kitchen, but the 2 thugs grab me again and pull me toward the door.
Pack his stuff in the computer bag. Now. No more clothes than he needs. Bring the laptop.
Okay. Where are we going?
A safe place. Leave out whatever doesn't fit in easily. Hurry!
No, wait, I want to take my CDs.
No more time.
The thugs push him to the apartment door.
My back, you're killing me. Can't we discuss this? Why am I in danger?
No time. Later.
So one of the thugs pulls me into the elevator using the back of his belt while another clasps his hand over my mouth. And please, let go!